Hello and welcome to another episode of Northside Now. This is the podcast where we take you on a tour through all of the ministries and the latest happenings around Northside Church to keep you better connected with your church family. My name is Patrick, and with me as always are my co-hosts, Glenn Miller and Kevin Bryant.
What's up?
Hey!
What up? So you feeling all refreshed now that you've had some vacation?
Yes, I didn't want to be back.
I don't blame you. Vacation's always a good thing.
You know what? Summer's half over.
Summer is. Summer
Not
is
to be a
half
down
over.
or anything, but
This year is more than half over.
When does school start back around here? It's usually late.
It'll be the
August,
second
right?
week of August.
Okay, so it's earlier.
Yeah, second. And now some of the outlying counties will start that first week of August, but Jackson, everybody's pretty well that second.
So it
week.
is right
7th,
about
8th,
half over.
Yeah, I mean, summer's sure not what it used to be.
I know.
What's the Phineas and Ferb? Their song at the beginning, was it say 90 days or something?
Yeah.
Till school starts back. It's something like that. It's like, I remember those days.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I think 8 weeks roughly, I think
Yeah.
is what it
Wow.
boils down to now. That's not very much. And really a lot of these kids only get, this week or next week starts the TSSAA break.
Oh, right.
So it's that last week of June, first week of July. And so that's really the only break they have.
Yeah.
If you're especially if you're a fall sport kid, football, band.
Yeah, because you pretty much
stuff
go
like that.
into the summer and then you start back up.
Yeah, 'cause
early.
They get that break and the coaches can't talk to you or anything, and then they get back at it.
Right.
It's really
Upsetting.
a lot.
Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
lot.
it really supports that idea that your sport, regardless of what it is pretty much year round now
Oh yeah, completely.
in terms of training and everything else, but it's just so highly competitive.
Yeah, and we can go on and on about how that's not healthy for a young growing body.
Right.
It is what it is. Hey, I'd want to play all the time if I could. We did, but we just played in the yard and did
Right.
everything else.
Right.
So, I was the MVP of my land always, especially when I was 10 years old.
You're still the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, of my land I am.
In your mind, you are.
Except for Chief.
Depends on how you define my land now.
Chief can probably outrun me these days.
Yeah.
And he definitely can outjump me. So,
Yeah, but he's dependent on you to eat, so
yeah.
you got that over on him.
He likes to eat. We've had to kind of slim him down a little bit. He was bulking up a little bit.
He's a growing boy.
Yeah.
Too much protein and creatine.
We had to settle him down.
Too many rabbits. He's eating too many rabbits out in the yard.
Yeah, there's not as many coyotes and rabbits running around. He's scaring them all off, trying to eat them all.
Speaking of that, if they came face to face, you think
Oh, no
Coyote and Chief?
doubt. Yeah, Chief got him.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, Chief's like twice as big as any coyote.
And I've actually seen him get on a couple of dogs.
Really?
One was a pit bull, a younger pit bull, and one was golden doodle thing.
Oh, uh-huh.
That lives behind us, and they both kind of just came up on him is what the thing was, and they scared him. And at first he was like, then he was kind of like, I guess they nipped him or something.
Oh.
And he just laid him down. This ain't happening.
Gotta lay down the law.
Not today. But actually I saw the dog that was going to scare him. He was laying on the back porch, and the dog came running across the yard. And I saw it happening from inside. I start running out, and before I got there, Chief heard the dog running up behind him. And I guess it just, it freaked me out.
Startled him.
The dog was running behind me, and he jumped and just kind of got it. He didn't hurt him or anything. Now they're big buddies. They love to play. Yeah. They go back there and play around. They run around that whole land back there, just going 90 miles an hour. But that was their first introduction.
Wow.
So pretty funny. I'm going to ask y'all, a question came up during the youth musical with some youth, and we're going to have a youth in today to be our guest. And she's a weekly listener. She waits every week for our notification.
With bated breath.
With our notification. But several of us got to talking. What is your earliest memory that you have, period, of your life? And Brennan, who we've had on the show in the past, said he can remember looking at his hand and making it work and seeing himself in a mirror and saying, oh, that's you. That's, making that connection. So I think he said he was about 3. He remembers.
I was going to say the first thing that came to mind was I was 3 or 4, somewhere in there. Went to a school here in Jackson, of course, lived out in Beach Bluff, so far away. And it was preschool, or Montessori, actually, at that time. We were having a program. It was a parent day. And I remember my dad brought his old cassette player.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a fancy one because it had an external microphone that you could talk into and stuff. And so I just remember him recording that event. I can't remember if it was me or my brother, but I do remember the room. I remember what it looked like. And I remember that cassette recorder there. It was a good memory.
Yeah.
But that's the only, I don't remember anything specific.
Just the first thing you can.
I'm trying to think.
Myself.
We used to live out in Pinson, and we moved out of that house and into Jackson when I was like 4. And I have quite a few memories from that house. And now I'm not exactly sure where all of those memories fall.
Yeah.
I would probably say one of my earliest memories is in my mind, it was an enormous window, but a big window in our kitchen. And we woke up one morning and the entire window was just covered in ladybugs. And it was like the ladybug invasion.
Wow.
And, yeah. I remember that very vividly.
Yeah.
And so I was probably 2 or 3 at the time, but I remember looking up at this big window and it was just covered in ladybugs and mom freaking out and all that.
What about you, Glenn?
Yeah, I guess I was about that same age, 3, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
3 or 4. 4 o'clock. 3 or 4. I remember some things about a house we lived in Garland, Texas, kind of closer to Saxe area. And then we moved deeper into Garland, more into town. And I remember several things from that house. But yeah, I think about that same time. But some of these guys were remember like exact details.
Wow.
And I'm like, I can't do it.
I have one memory from out at the house that is very vivid. I know I was 3 when this happened because it was Michael's 6th birthday party. He had a pirate-themed birthday party, and Dad had made treasure maps for everybody. Like, they had gone outside and they'd hid chocolate coins and little things, everywhere and each kid that came got a treasure map and they got to go out and find their hidden treasure.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I mean, he hand drew all these maps and then like burned the edges with a match and like he went above and beyond for that one. But I remember Mom giving me my map and I had to have somebody hold my hand to go out there, and I was so mad. I was like, I can read this map. It's not that hard. I don't need somebody to hold my hand while I go outside and find it. And then I remember following the map, and the map, literally, we walked outside and we had to walk around a tree stump like 3 times, and then it was in the tree stump. And I was like, this is the worst map, because I was like, they gave me the one because I'm the littlest one, and I'm like, I could do better than this, and I had to have somebody hold my hand for this. I was very upset. I consoled myself with some chocolate coins after that.
That is awesome. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That does remind me, we used to do that almost every birthday.
Yeah.
A little treasure hunt, and the clues would be in each location. So you'd get your first clue in a card or whatever, and they'd be riddles. So go to the place that's blue, but whatever.
Yeah, I have to figure out where it is.
You got to figure out the clue.
My mother still does that for at least one of us every Christmas. She'll give us a riddle.
I'm going to bring it back out for one of my kids this year.
Yeah.
I like the treasure map. I want to talk to Celeste and doing that for Clay.
It was a pirate-themed birthday.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool.
All the older kids got to actually like go out and hunt for treasure, and I got to walk around a tree stump 3 times with somebody holding my hand, like I couldn't figure this out on my own.
That is awesome.
Now, did you go camping as a kid?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah, we did.
We weren't big campers.
We did too.
Yeah,
it was always just tent camping.
Yeah.
Well, when we got a little bit older, we actually did somehow pick up a used hardtop pop-up camper. That was more when I was in high school. But otherwise, when we went out west, we went the northern route and then came back through the south, and we took our tent when we went. So we camped at all kinds of places out west, and it's all over the place. A lot of people would say that, there's nothing out west except desert, but there's a lot of trees in the Northwest.
There's a lot of fun stuff out west.
Lots of stuff to see.
Now, I had, my mom was from Northern California, so we went out west a lot growing up. About every couple of years, every other year, somewhere in that range, we would go out there. So I did the whole Route 66 thing. You went the southern route through like Phoenix and all that horrible stuff, and then you went through the northern route, would take you through Flagstaff and up through Nevada and Las Vegas and all that. So I got to see a lot of the out west, but I've not been around Yellowstone, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, those. And Barbie and I are planning to go about this time next year to be out there doing that. So I always keep tabs on what's going on out there and what's happening. And so, plus we grew up on Westerns, right? And
you got to be a cowboy. You got to
go about going to Monument Valley or whatever, and you're just, I saw that on TV, And I remember driving out, he's like, I wonder if there's an Indian on a horse up there watching us right now, because they always came like off of a hill after you.
Somebody's got their bow and arrow trained on us right now.
Yeah, as I was watching. I would look up there. And then as we got older, it was like, all right, is that star moving around? Is that a UFO?
Yeah, right.
You know,
Right,
so
right.
I will say, because I went out west back in 2019, and we were driving through, and it got dark, and we realized we could not see a light anywhere other than our car. So we pulled off the side of the road, and we turned off the car. We got out, and I have never seen stars that clearly before in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah.
But
Fun
I didn't see any
stuff.
UFOs, though.
well,
They saw you.
yeah, evidently they've seen us a lot more than we think they've seen us, according to some of the new reports that are coming out. We'll talk about that maybe down the road. But so Miss Edie Allen is going to come in, and she's a hoot. You will enjoy her. She's one of our most faithful listeners, and so let's invite her in and hang out with Edie for a minute. Well, we're here with Miss Edie Allen today.
Hey.
She is a weekly listener.
Awesome.
Did she win the sweepstakes to be here?
She did. She
Yeah.
won the sweepstakes.
She's the one fan out of the thousands that now gets to come and join the podcast.
Our ones and ones of fans. Yeah. Edie was telling me like notifications on her phones, and she just has to turn it on, right?
Yeah, for real. I was doing the dishes yesterday, listening to the second half of the Anna McGuire one. Really liked that one.
That's a good one. So, what's your favorite one so far? Is it that one, or is there another one?
I think it's the one where my dad was on because I couldn't stop laughing the entire time because he didn't say something for the first 15 minutes. So I had to critique his podcasting skills.
Yeah, we had Ben and Josh
Josh.
on. I think that was the episode.
Do you think he's going to critique your skills?
No, because I started talking.
She said yes at the very beginning. She started right away.
So, what do you think? I mean, do you listen to other podcasts?
Yeah.
Who's some of your top podcasts that you listen to?
Now, remember, this is a church podcast.
Yes.
So
Yeah, don't.
I like some true crime podcasts. I like
What?
I like those. I like just random podcasts. Sometimes I just like scrolling through Spotify or Apple Podcasts and I'm like, ooh, this looks interesting. There's like this one pop culture one called Pretty Basic that some YouTubers do. I really like that one. I like
So, do you have any gear from them? Do you like buy their merch or
No,
anything?
I'm not a merch girl.
Oh, you're not?
I wear Northside merch and that's about it. That's the only merch I think I own.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
I don't know. She's wearing a Nirvana sweatshirt.
Northside.
Oh, and
Yeah,
Northside.
She's got the best of both worlds right there.
So you're not a merch person?
No, I
So
don't
if we had
really.
merch, would you wear it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
But my question is, what merch should we develop?
A sweatshirt.
Really? Not a hoodie?
We haven't had a sweatshirt since 2020. I
Okay.
think it's time to revive
Whoa.
the sweatshirt.
Even knows the years. I
That's
couldn't
my
even
first
remember.
Northside sweatshirt.
Probably because
Do we like a sweatshirt better than we like a hoodie?
See, that's what I
It
was going to say.
depends.
Because see, I like a hoodie because it's like a sweatshirt, but it's also got a pocket and a hood.
Well,
So it's like just a sweatshirt with like more stuff.
Sometimes the hood gets in the way of my hair. So like if I wear it down, my hair's just kind of like sitting there. And
Yeah.
so like I'd have to wear my hair up with a hoodie.
It's a pocket for your hair.
No, you gotta wear your hoodie backwards, and then you can put your snacks in the hood.
Yes.
Or
So
your
it's right
That's
here.
an idea.
Or a
your-
small baby.
or your support your support ferret.
Yeah, you put your support ferret right there in the hood.
That was a real thing over
Get
at
a little-
Union University.
Get a little vest for your ferret. Is
Yeah.
that-
All you need with a support ferret is just to have it around you for a while, and then it will last for weeks.
That's
Okay.
true. They smell. Have you ever had any wild creatures as pets?
No, because I don't do rodents. My sister wants a snake or a bunny. And
Neither of which
Don't
Or
get them
rodent.
together. Okay, don't put them in the same
Yeah, I
cage.
would-
That could end up traumatic.
My dog is enough of a little beast himself, so
Hmm.
I've had fish, but they haven't lived very long.
Well, I have some news we need to share, and I want Edie's thoughts on this. So maybe y'all are keeping up a little bit with what's going on in Yellowstone. And that is, once again, the people are getting out of their cars and walking up to the bisons and trying to take pictures.
Yes, I've heard this.
I saw.
And they're walking to the wolves and to the
I saw a video of
the bears.
of a family get chased by a bison because people forget that they're wild animals. They're just like, you're not going to go to the Serengeti and get out and, try to take a picture with the lions. Like,
Are you talking about the calf in the river episode?
No, this is like, there's multiple issues with this.
Well,
no, like the actual Yellowstone, not the show.
not that one, not the one at the train station.
Kevin Costner's trying to take pictures with the wolves.
No, the one I heard was from a few days ago where a person was seeing a bison calf drowning in the river or struggling in a river, so he went out and saved it.
Oh, they find him,
The problem is that the bison herd rejected expected it because of human contact, and so they had to dispose of it. Yeah.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
So other than the danger element, there's real reasons not to interfere.
So, Edie, what do you think about these people?
I think that's a very dumb idea. Well, they're wild animals. What are you expecting? Or you're just asking to go get hurt. This is going on my list of other reasons I'm not going out west.
There's a lot of reasons not to go out west.
My dad wants to go so bad, and I'm like, no.
So is this too far? What are your other reasons?
It's in the middle of the desert.
Not everything.
It's in the middle of nowhere. Did you know in Yellowstone there's a section where you can murder someone?
I knew this was going to get brought up.
Did you know? And then you could get away with it because there's no city or laws there.
Yes, actually, I did know this.
I bring this up quite often.
It's like 1 square mile or something, isn't it?
Imagine you're just like driving your little car through it and like you get hit by another car. Nobody's going to be found guilty or anything.
Nope.
I know a solution for that. Just don't go to that area.
Well, you never know what could happen out there.
I think you need to go there and be the sheriff.
I like the East Coast, honestly. I'll stay over here.
I will say, going out west, it's beautiful, but it does make you appreciate trees.
Yeah, I like trees.
And like hills, some terrain that's not just flat.
Of course, it sounds like, though, you haven't been to the Northwest. There's plenty of trees.
No, I've never been to the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, there's plenty of trees up there.
We went out to like the Grand Canyon, and we went to Monument Valley and some places out there in Arizona. And it was when we were driving to Monument Valley, I remember seeing, oh, look, there it is. We can see everything, like the landmark stuff. And I'm like, we still have 100 miles to go. And I can see it.
3 hours later, it's still there. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to walk outside my cabin one day and see a bear. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
You have to think about that.
Exactly.
Indeed.
So you're not in favor of these people getting out of their cars and interacting with nature on this level?
That's just like not a smart thing to do. That is not a very high IQ.
Have you been to the safari park in Alamo?
Yes, I like to keep my windows rolled up and sitting in the back.
We're on the same page here.
Are you much of a camping girl?
Okay, I have been camping many times because my brother is a Boy Scout.
All right.
It's kind of hit or miss for me. I don't like camping in February, and I don't like camping with some of the selected people I have to go with.
Oh, so you have rules to your camping.
Your company does make a big difference.
Last time I went camping, it was in my yard, I think. I think I did it this past year. I can't remember. I like camping in my yard because me and Garland can like deck it out, with our air mattresses. But last time I went camping in the woods is like last year during February. Who chooses to go camping in February?
Yes, say that's probably cold.
That was not fun. I went home. I could not do it.
Where else are you
don't
going
have to worry about bugs?
Yeah, where else are you going to use your minus 20 degree sleeping bag?
Exactly.
Because I need the one.
If you why do you have a minus 20 sleeping bag in Tennessee?
That was our family Christmas present one year. Like my dad got us all this new camping stuff, and we got like the negative 30 degree sleeping bags, and they work.
Yeah,
I can attest.
they do that. Yes.
It never gets down to negative 30.
Exactly. I don't know why we needed it, but
maybe positive 30.
If you're camping in February and it's positive 30, that's cold.
Yeah.
I slept in the car that night. I stayed in the car, actually. I did not get out.
I don't blame you.
Did you have any interactions with the wildlife? Was there any, like
Does
a
my brother
raccoon's
count?
attack?
Possibly.
There we go.
No, I got a mosquito bite last time I was in nature, so that's about it.
Wow.
There was a snake on my driveway like 2 years ago, and that's about as... Oh, I did see deer last night.
There are
in my
deer.
neighborhood.
Yeah, there's deer in your area.
Yeah,
I heard
got scared.
coyotes the other night.
Yeah, well, they're pretty normal for us.
I thought they had been run out of our area with all the housing, but I heard them. I'm not sure where they were. But
there's plenty of little house pets for them to eat.
Yes.
And rabbits. Your rabbit population swells and you hear them and see hawks, it goes down. It swells, you see hawks, it goes down. So, yeah, I've noticed that trend around here at the church. There's a lot of hawks in the golf course.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they'll kind of swoop over us and scream. It's always kind of cool to hear them.
I'm scared of birds. That's just not for me.
A bird?
Yeah, they're really terrifying.
Is it because they're government drones, or is it because...
I've heard that theory before.
Birds aren't real. We know this.
No, they're just kind of scary. I almost got attacked by one at softball last year, and that's where my hatred began.
Well,
I'll tell Jordan to bring his bird by the church. And
Is he a falconer?
No, but he's got a sun conure.
I'll be walking the opposite direction.
It's a pretty little bird.
what's a sun conure? Is it like a parrot? Or
Is
a
that the one
parakeet?
that was at your parents' house for a while? Or that's a different one.
This is one he's had for maybe a year or two.
Oh, so it's new.
Is it like a macaw or something? Is it like
It's not that big. It's
Okay.
it's a smaller bird.
So it's like a parakeet size or bigger?
It's smaller than a parakeet.
Ooh,
And like a cockatiel size, but
Okay.
it's
How long do they live?
that is a good question.
Because there are some birds that you can't buy unless you're willing to put them in your wheel.
I'm showing a picture.
That's
Okay,
good
But
that's
looking.
they're
pretty.
they're orange, yellow,
Oh,
and
that is
green.
pretty.
That's just one that I
Okay.
just googled.
Another problem I have with birds, they're carriers of salmonella
That's true.
and diseases.
So are
And
turtles. I'm assuming you don't like them.
My sister likes turtles. My cousin's had a couple turtles. I'll look at them. I just won't touch them.
Yeah, especially snapping turtles.
Exactly.
They won't let go until it thunders. Did you ever hear that?
Nope. Again, I stay away from petting zoos as well, except for the bunny part and the goats. I like the goats.
The goats. So you were one of the youth that just did the musical.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on the musical?
I was a musical rookie walking in. Get that way.
He showed her a picture of a bird.
You need to post that one, Patrick.
No, I was a musical rookie because 6th grade COVID, and then 7th grade is canceled because of like COVID again, and then 8th grade I couldn't be there because I was at camp. So I think walking in, I was not prepared for what I was about to, like the week would hold for tour.
Yeah.
But I had a blast. It was so much fun.
Were you not ready for you were not physically ready? You didn't feel like you were in shape?
Well,
or
no,
what?
it's just I didn't know what to expect.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I walked in like knowing nothing. I walked into Hope Hall after I checked in, and I was like, everybody was doing something with their chairs, and I was like, what are y'all doing? They're like building a pod. I was like, what is this? Okay, so that's my first thing. I didn't know what a pod was, but then I became very comfortable with mine. Slept for hours in there. I think between me and Gavin, we slept a total of 10 hours that week.
So the pods that's a thing.
Yeah.
And what happens is people turn their chairs around facing each other and they build these little tents.
They build
and
forts.
It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, Blake declared war on me in the first 5 minutes I was there, and I was like, what?
Don't look at my pod.
Blake invaded our pod quite often because we
Wow.
were at war. So
So did y'all have good food in your pod or something? Is that why he was there?
we had secret stashes of candy that we kept where nobody could find it, and I appreciated that. We kept them in like bags and purses and put them under the chair so nobody could get it.
Well, let me tell you, y'all's candy hiding and your snack hiding ability is way higher than the generations before you, because y'all had taken like some candy in a box and put like another like cracker box around it, so it looked like there was a cracker box sitting there, but no, it was full of like gummies and other stuff like that.
That's
I was
fantastic.
impressed. I really was impressed.
Nobody knew because we just had it hidden around. We had some in our dressing room, in our laundry baskets. Red Bulls hidden. Like Blake, we hid Red Bulls from him because he tried to get one, and we were like, no.
Probably a wise choice.
Yeah.
Only problem is now everyone knows your secrets.
They don't know where they are.
Oh.
Oh, do you still have them hidden?
No,
okay.
we drank all of them.
And then
They're still hiding in
You still
Hope Hall.
slept 10 hours? That's impressive.
I drank them at night, like coming for the actual performance. Me and Lauren, we kind of did mixes of energy drinks. We kind of mixed them together. I had a deathly
That's-
weapon backstage.
That seems dangerous.
One night, Lauren did like a Red Bull and a liquid IV, and she was loaded on sugar. I did a Capri Sun, and then a Lonnie New, like a couple tablespoons of a Celsius and half a Red Bull.
You know,
Is Capri Sun an energy drink?
you
No, it's
just
just the
spoke.
base.
I didn't know you spoke other languages because I really am not sure I understood what you just said.
followed.
What's a Lonnie New?
It's like an energy drink. It's one of the less caf energy drinks. I drink those on like a school morning occasionally, and when I'm feeling tired, I just keep them in my fridge. It's not quite as caffeinated as a Red Bull,
Okay.
so it's kind
So
of
it's like a less energy drink.
Okay.
Drew and I were talking backstage because he likes them too. So we got into a little conversation about them and which ones not to drink and which ones to, you know.
They were just doing little chemistry experiments back
Really?
there.
That's really true. Really true.
And Edie took up the nighttime snack stand at the church efforts a little bit this year. So the air fryer that you brought, is that your personal? You kept calling it my air fryer. Is that your personal air fryer?
My siblings and I got it from my mom for Mother's Day one year, and she just has never used it. So William and I have really made use of it. I was like, sorry, William, I have to take this to church. I was like, sorry, I need tater tots. That is what I made in my air fryer every night.
Air fryers are fantastic.
They are.
We got one for our wedding, and I don't think Elizabeth has used it once, but I use it all the time.
That's how it is at our house.
Well, we've never had a student bring their own air fryer to anything
It
in
was so
34
worth it.
years
Yeah.
of ministry.
I mean, I'm telling you, it sounds like camping.
It was so worth it because there was garlic knots from Carico's, and we just heated those up in them.
Heck yeah.
And it was so good.
Wow, catering business has started right here.
You just said this sounds like camping. Do you take an air fryer with you when you go camping?
Doesn't everyone?
That is a question I normally ask when we talk about camping. Is like, what is your definition of camping? Is it like roughing it in a tent?
Tent.
Or is it like in an RV?
Glamping.
Are you
It's a
glamping or
It is a tent. I've never spent the night in an
you
RV.
sleeping on the ground? Like,
Air mattress.
Gotcha.
I can't go anywhere without that.
Yeah, air mattresses are pretty much the way to go.
Y'all ever done hammock camping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done one.
It's very cold.
Yes.
That
It
is when
can
I
be.
dropped out of Great Outdoors Club. I was in the Great Outdoors Club for a month. They said we were going camping in hammocks, and we
Yeah.
had to drag our luggage through the woods, and that is when I gracefully bowed out.
So was this in school or is this like a
School.
So y'all have a outdoor camping club at school?
It's called the Great Outdoors Club. And I don't really know much about it since I was only in there for the first month. But they went on a hiking, camping sort trip like at the end of the school year. And I was like, that is not for me. So I joined 4-H Club and Sign Language Club.
Ah, well,
Nice.
that sounds fun.
Well, 4-H got canceled early due to, I don't even know, scheduling conflicts. And Sign Language Club was really fun. That was one of my favorite things I did this year.
Could you talk with Miss Barbie?
Okay, we went to see Miss Barbie, and she
Oh,
tried-
she mentioned that.
Yes,
yeah.
we did go to see the West Tennessee School of the Deaf for a field trip. And I think my sign language IQ kind of bumped up after that experience, but it's still not fluent
I
yet.
forgot about it. She said that y'all came, and she was excited to see y'all.
Yes, I didn't know Miss Barbie worked there. I
Yeah.
thought she was still at South Gibson.
No, she's been over there for a couple of years now. She loves talking with her hands, and so it works out great for her.
I bet. Yeah.
So you liked the sign language thing.
Yes, it was really fun.
There's a lot of students doing sign language, and it became a TikTok trend this year to show your finals,
Oh.
with your sign language finals. So a lot of people would do a song, and I didn't realize this because Barbie's doing her master's right now in sign language. But your signing's one thing, getting all the stuff right and everything's one thing, but your expressions and how you use your body is part of it. And I didn't really know that. And
It's the art part of the.
Yeah,
Art
but they
and
get
science.
graded on it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we were at the West Tennessee School of the Deaf, and I was like signing, and my face was like completely bland, and so they took it kind of offensively. I was like, "What did I do? What? I thought I was doing everything right." No, you have to use your face a lot. Your eyes and your
Yeah.
face talk more than your hands most of the time.
Wow. I was unaware. I mean, you see people doing it, but you guess. I didn't realize it's such an important part.
It's kind of how you use your tone of voice is with
Correct.
your face.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like texting. If you do all caps, you're screaming.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I hated that. I'm just like putting it in a context in which I can read it and see it. I can see the letters when they're bigger.
You can increase the font
I
size on your
know.
phone.
I know. I've had to do that, unfortunately.
You have one word per line, and then you can see it.
So Edie's also quite the pickleballer, I hear.
I love pickleball.
Are you the queen of the court out here in Northside?
It's between me and Lainey and Ellie. I was just trying to plan out when I can go pickleball again with Ellie because we have kind of a rivalry going on. Me and Ellie play against Lainey and William. So William, he plays tennis, so his like strategy is better than most of ours.
Yeah.
But me and Ellie usually pull out the win. But right now we're tied 4-4. So we got to fix that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we really slipped off our game last Sunday.
So y'all have like this thing going.
Yeah.
It's like a long tournament.
Yes.
Well, maybe we can come and film it, maybe get it on the north side.
We fight a
website or
lot.
something.
We fight a lot. That's all I have to say.
It could be the beginning of 30 for 30
Oh,
with
that would be great.
the Northside pickleballers.
I love pickleball. It was so fun.
That's pretty good.
I think we need to film our Purple Penguins games this year. I need to go back and watch the tape sometimes.
I agree. I think that's a good idea.
You could do a fun whole season thing like a NFL Films kind of behind the scenes, and you can see all of the drama. Of course, there's probably no drama at all.
No, just
in
against the
basketball.
other teams, sometimes it gets a little too aggressive. out
Yeah,
there.
well,
So would you be willing during Purple Penguin season to come in and give us like a recap of the week and
Yes.
how y'all did?
she could be
Yes.
mic'd up.
That would be
During the game? No, I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
There's elbows that fly during those games, so maybe the mic wouldn't come back in the best of shape.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen you. True. I've seen you play. I know you can be aggressive. So
I did not foul out this season.
Oh.
I did not foul out, and I was proud of that because last season I fouled out almost every game. So,
Oh, goodness. Well, I have another thing here we need your opinion on.
Okay.
You're, into camping a little bit. So according to the UPI, with unusual room service requests at hotels, all right, here is a list of some of the requests they get that are unusual. And have you ever ordered room service before?
yes.
Have you ever ordered diet water
What?
or melted ice cream?
Nope.
Ugh.
A blowfish? An omelet without egg whites?
Just the yolk?
Just the
Just
yolk?
the yolk?
Okay.
A rice bowl for a dog, bison meat, or boiled bottled water. These are some of the things. One guest requested the hotel to cook and serve a fish he had brought with him, and another asked for an egg-free shakshuka, an egg-heavy dish also known as eggs. And
it's
Yeah.
like egg-free omelet.
Yeah. It's kind of
Just that.
I like associate shakshuka with quiche because I feel like it's the same thing.
you know what this stuff is?
Uh-huh.
You're a foodie?
I like watching Food Network. Not as much as I used to. From the age of 7 to 12, I feel like I was the biggest Food Network fan.
Wow.
So who's
We
your
have a lot
favorite?
more in common than I realized.
So who's your favorite chef then?
Like on the Food Network,
Yeah.
that's about all
Or-
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I like Gordon Ramsay. He just, when I watch the shows that he's on, it's just really funny.
Yeah.
Or I think it's Robert Irvine. I think it's just the British people for me because it's just with their accent, it's so much more funny.
Patrick said months ago that every cooking show is better if you have a British accent.
Yes.
It's just better.
It is. Yeah.
Starting off.
I don't know, though. I'm a big Guy Fieri fan as well,
Uh-huh.
and he has the opposite of a British
Oh, yeah.
accent.
We went to the Chicken Guy Fieri restaurant in
Uh-huh.
Gatlinburg. It is not worth the hype.
Oh.
It is overhyped.
I wondered about it. But he's got a beard, so that's probably more your
It's more of a
speed.
goatee.
Yeah.
I'm not letting him in the beard club right now.
No.
You should frost your beard.
So did y'all see the Food Network guy that did the Casey Finn's challenge this week?
Oh, no.
Yeah, this past week he did it on Tuesday, I think it was. He did the Casey Finn's Big Burger Challenge that they've got, and he,
I didn't know
did
they
it
had a
all.
challenge.
I didn't either. I love Casey Fins.
Yeah, they've got a big.
I love
challenge.
food challenges, so this is a win-win.
Patrick, you should go be a part of it.
I should.
You should go try it.
He knocked it out.
Wow.
All right.
That's
Is
pretty
it like
impressive.
on Food Network?
They filmed it, so I don't know if it's on. Look it up in the local news. It was
Okay.
on there. You get his
I
name. I
will.
don't even remember his name now. So you've never ordered anything weird off of room service, huh?
No, I'm not really quite sure what that diet water is.
Sugar-free water.
And
So
melted
it's
ice
without
cream.
vitamins, so it's a vitamin water without the vitamins.
Did they ask for it in a left-handed mug?
Didn't say. But unusual room service requests includes diet water and blowfish.
Now, blowfish, I think, is considered a delicacy in some
Okay.
places to eat, but you have to have specific training to cut the blowfish, or else it's extremely poisonous and you could die.
Well, and I wondered in other parts of the world if the boiled bottled water might be similar. But you would think if it's
Or
bottled,
safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
That's
it's
a little bit
bottled,
much.
it would be safe. But
I just prefer my water scalding as I drink it.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought those would be interesting things to
I
get.
feel like if
your,
you want melted ice cream, why don't you just put your ice cream in the microwave for a couple extra seconds when you're trying to thaw it
That's
out?
what my mother does.
I put my ice cream in the microwave. No hate. It just speeds up the process.
I see it as like a manhood challenge. I'm stronger than that ice cream. I got to scoop it out.
maybe the problem in our house is the freezer's not cold enough because ours is rarely frozen that hard. So
You just got to have some patience, and you take it out a little bit before you want to actually eat it, and you let it
I
kind
can't
of
do,
thaw just a
No.
little
long as you
bit.
don't forget.
No.
Because you don't want it like runny.
I
and
can't do that
You
with
put
ice
it in the
cream.
microwave for 11 seconds, and it comes out perfect.
that's awesome.
I can't do that with ice cream. I mean, it's out. I gotta eat it. I
Exactly.
should set it out for a while. I wish I could. That would be great. Probably would end up forgetting about it.
That's what happens here. Yeah.
Never get around
And then
to
you
it.
try and scoop the hard part in the middle and it spins around.
You're just like, bring me a straw. This would be easier.
This is gross.
You just, like, say you leave it out, 20 minutes later, you're upstairs or, like, outside doing something else, and you just forget about it. Sitting there melting, then your dog gets it, and then he runs away with it.
Ooh.
Oh, see, maybe that's my thing. I have a hard time forgetting about ice cream when it's sitting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Tends
too.
to be all I think about.
And Trip jumps up and gets the ice cream.
Yeah. He would eat the table so that the ice cream would fall and he could eat it. That's awesome. He will eat anything and everything.
That is my dog.
Well, Edie, have you ever thought about starting your own podcast or anything like that?
I feel like I'd run out of things to talk about after the third episode.
Yeah, that's what we thought too.
It's taken us 120 plus.
Yes.
But we're finally running out of stuff to talk about.
I can kind of see you like with a TikTok channel or YouTube or a podcaster. You kind of have, you can talk about anything.
Yeah. Well, there's these like podcasters out there and they're just talking just a wall. They're like by themselves. I feel like I'd have to have like people with me, to talk to.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I feel like just talking to a wall is not fun.
Yeah.
Like Emma Chamberlain, she like lays in her bed and has her podcast thing and she just starts talking. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more fun when it's just a conversation
Yes,
than
I
it is if it's
agree.
just someone sharing whatever they're thinking.
Yes,
We agree.
Sometimes you just don't want to hear people's random thoughts. I feel like that's just not entertaining.
Depends on the person.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sometimes it's really funny and just sometimes like, why are you talking sometimes? But
Yeah.
Well, we are so thankful that you're one of our listeners that listens all the time. And you're young. We think the other people that listen are, at least your grandparents' age.
oh.
No, not really. But
So do you have any topics that you want us to talk about?
yes.
You should talk about the potential youth trips on here so we can all get an idea.
Okay.
So she can scoop.
Yeah, so we can know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else? Other topics?
This is how we come up with our content
As long
ideas.
You should do like a what's happening in the youth. You should have like, how we did the backstage video, like interviews.
Ah.
You should have some interviews.
But Northside now is larger than just the youth. I know that's kind of where you
Yes.
see. But so, what are some like church-wide things you would like to? But I mean, that's a good one too. It'd be scary for people to see a backstage life of the youth.
That'd be fun. That'd be very interesting. Church-wide. You should do like an interview. You should just go up to random people and ask for an interview like we do on the backstage video.
So just a random, just a Sunday morning walk around and
Yeah.
say, "What do you think
on
about?"
location?
What do you think about this that's happening? Yeah, on location, on the
So
spot.
taking the podcast out
Yes.
of the podcast room.
Yeah.
Now, what we might need to do is have you do that for us.
Okay.
Ooh, you could be a correspondent.
The field reporter.
Yeah.
Yes, give him field reporter. I'll wear a badge.
We could have, the Edie episodes.
Yeah.
The little
Well,
segment.
We got to come up with
Yeah.
what your segment's called.
Yeah.
That
With your own little bumper intro music.
Okay.
And I could see this happening, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you could even do it with your phone.
Yes.
Oh yeah, on voice memos.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember the episode when Kevin went to Huntsville?
You may not have heard that one. That was
Which episode was that?
It was a while
That was
back.
way
Yeah,
back.
it was way back.
Probably not then.
But he did that on his phone.
Yep.
Wait, I think I remember that episode. It's
The
like-
Rocket Center.
Yes, yes. We went to Huntsville in 6th grade. That's the worst field trip I've ever been on. I will never go back.
Well, we went right after COVID had just stuff started opening up, so it was sort
The
of
Rocket
ghosted
Center,
down.
that's the worst experience of my entire life. They had these rides that made you so sick, and the cafeteria food, it was terrible. We had to eat in this back road cafeteria there while there was this fancy restaurant 5 minutes from us.
Both of those were closed when I went, so
Miserable.
we didn't have any of that.
So you don't see yourself going on one of these paid rocket trips to the moon.
No. Absolutely not.
You're going to stay an Earth girl, huh?
Yes, I'm going to stay on ground where I won't be floating around. Even though I feel like it'd be cool to float and just weigh nothing, but yeah, I'll be on the Earth.
Yeah. Well, that's probably a good choice.
Yeah. I don't feel like my space career can really take off,
Space career takeoff.
That was unintentional.
Yeah, I'm going to let them work some of the kinks out in going to the moon.
Yeah.
Let a few other people do it first, work all the bugs out.
Yes.
Before I try to do that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't blame you. Well, thank you for coming and being on the podcast with us. And we're going to have to work out that episode or the segment for you. We'll have to work that out. So
Okay.
you think of some great questions to ask people.
I will.
We'll integrate them into what we do.
Okay.
Well, we've been with Edie Allen, one of our high schoolers here at Northside, and weekly podcast listener.
Woo-hoo!
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah, it was
and
fun.
So, yeah, we might have to have you back. You seem to have a good idea and comment about everything. So that's good. That's
I
good.
try.
She's got an answer for everything.
She does.
I love that.
If Edie walks up to you with her phone and asks you a question, please answer. You might end up on the podcast yourself, because I see her doing that.
Yeah.
She's a hoot.
Glad
We
you
have more in
asked
common than I thought we did.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm glad you asked that, because I could see her having her own podcast or something. I mean, it would be
Easily.
so entertaining.
Easily.
Yeah.
Could see her.
Way to go,
doing
Edie.
that. Yeah. I mean, so thanks for listening, Edie. We do appreciate you. And so if you're a big listener, if you want to come in here and hang out with us, we'll let you. We've never told anyone no, I don't
Right.
think.
The standards are not high.
So anyways, and who knows, these people that do stuff like hike the AT or something, we need to get Edie to do like a YouTube channel where she just goes camping and just see, Edie camping, how she survives
That
out
would
there.
be so entertaining.
That's a reality show right there.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I mean, check out, the socials and all the stuff, who knows, Edie might be the next star. So Patrick, what we got coming up here, when we're close to the 4th of July.
We're getting close.
Get our fireworks out.
Yeah. We're coming up pretty quick on the deadline for the Educational Gift Fund. So if you are a student in need of a scholarship for college or trade school, make sure you apply for that Educational Gift Fund. You can find that on our website, northsidejackson.com/EGF, or you can find a link to it on our Northside app. Or you can just call up to the office. You can get a hard copy up here, or you can talk to Daphne if you've got any questions. Also in July, we are going to have no Wednesday night activities for the entire month of July. I repeat, no Wednesday night activities for the month of July. And not only the 4th of July, we are also rolling up quickly onto VBS.
Yay.
Food truck
party.
The greatest party of the summer. We'll see how Miranda fares for her first big VBS.
Jump on in.
She's ready.
Yeah.
She's ready. And the Team Africa is getting ready to take off.
You got all your gear ready?
You have your shots and
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
that.
So as far as I know,
How many times have you been before?
this is my second time
Okay.
to Africa. Been down in Central America a lot more than I've
Yeah.
been to Africa. I'm ready. There is only one thing about Africa that just gets me, and I'm thinking the older I get, the worse it is. It's that long
Travel.
airplane ride. There's
Yep.
multiple airplane rides, but there's one that's long.
Yeah.
13, 15, 16 hours, something like that. It's just long.
And that's a single flight, right?
That's a single flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just,
Yeah.
Is that the one from
Well, you gotta get
Europe
up-
down?
You got to get over the water somehow. How long is that one?
But usually that's like 7 hours or so. It depends on where you leave from.
Yeah. So
Because they usually go up over the North Pole.
I
for
really
that.
don't even know where we're, other than Memphis, I really don't even know where we're leaving. Well, how we're going. I got to check this out.
When I went, we flew Chicago to London. That was about 7-ish hours. And then huge long layover. I didn't even know what day it was. And then we flew from there down to Africa. And I think that was the long one.
Yeah.
And of course, coming back can be the longest because you're going the wrong direction.
Ours was 17 hours was the longest one we did.
Yeah.
I do remember one time I finally woke up and we were just flying right down the middle of the Mediterranean.
Oh, yeah?
On the map. I mean, we were literally in the middle of the Mediterranean. I thought, this is kind of cool. So, and I think we stopped in Ireland on the way back.
Okay.
And refueled. You don't get off the plane. You
Right.
just refuel. And that's a crazy thing, too. When you refuel, stay in your seat with your seatbelt buckled. And I was like,
Right.
so if this thing blows up, you can figure out who we were by just
Because it'll strap at least part of you to the chair.
yeah, exactly. So, that's why we're doing this, because this don't make sense anywhere else, so it's kind of funny. But
Well, I remember when we went to Colombia, we had a similar situation, except I don't even think they were refueling us. We were just, there was some sort of time problem or interruption in the schedule, but we stayed out on the tarmac for over an hour. And, the air was getting warmer. It just, it was not pleasant.
I've done that before. It's horrible.
Well, prayers for the team going to Africa,
Yes.
that they can survive the plane ride.
Oh, we will.
That they don't blow up on the tarmac.
We don't want that.
It's not that bad. I'm just a wimp when
And-
it comes to sitting.
Prayers for everyone in Africa that has to deal with the team showing up. So
That's true. That's true. But yeah, it's going to be a good trip.
it'll be a good trip. Well, guys, thanks for podcasting with me. And thanks to all of you out there in the world for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, you can follow us on Instagram at Northside Now Podcast. Go to our website, northsidejackson.com, or email us at podcast@northsidejackson.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Once again, this is Patrick.
This is Glenn.
I'm Kevin.
And that's what's happening at Northside Now.
Bye-bye.